friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Welcome to almost a week before Christmas. I am up here at the entrance to the nursery. We're going to spend some time at the gate bed. It's just very original, is what I call it, because it is, of course, the entrance into the property of our house and the nursery. It is a week before Christmas, and so this area needs a little bit of TLC. Of course, we're going to have all sorts of fun family festivities and friends over for the week of Christmas. I want things to look nice. While things are tidy, they are not put to bed. It has not been completely buttoned up as I would like it. So that is what we are going to do today. It is a glorious, cold, crisp, gorgeous sunshine day here in North Carolina. We have been getting tons of rain, and just the other day I think we got over 3 inches of rain like in one night, and so lots and lots of rain. Things are wet. But it is, like I said, first time we've seen sun in a while, and so it is glorious, and I am going to soak it up for all it is worth. So what is on the docket for today? Well, one, here at the mailbox, we have, of course, the beautiful sunshine ligustrums that are behind the mailbox. They're getting huge. They are a great evergreen, nice big pop of color to them. We're going to leave them alone. This is not the time of year to prune them, so we're going to simply leave them alone. But can you see down here at on the base of the mailbox, this was my Blew My Mind XL Evolvulus from Proven Winners. Love this plant, gorgeous blue flowers, stunning. Clearly, the freeze has gotten it and it needs to be pulled out. So we are going to come in, pull that out, get all of the leaves, just clean up, right? Tidy up. There are some weeds that are growing on the back side, so obviously I want to get those out. So we're just going to get all this nice and neat and tidy. We're going to come over here to the actual sign bed, and you can see, because of all the different deliveries we've had this last almost 2 weeks, somebody, big tractor trailer, got into the flower bed. It should be okay. I think we are done with having any kind of deliveries for a while, but I'm going to come in here, get those last of those leaves out. There's a couple little weeds here and there. It's not too bad. We will pull those. I will go ahead and clean up my hostas, so you can see what is left of the hostas right here. The sticks are up there, and then that foliage will just simply pulls away. It's really, really easy to clean up your hostas once the freeze has gotten them and they have completely melted. So we will get all of that cleaned up, and no pruning is going to happen in this bed today. Really, it is just getting those last little bit of the leaves out, cleaning up the hostas, and then everything else is going to stay. I am not going to prune anything back. This is not the time of year to be pruning. As a general rule, this is not when we prune. So we're going to get it nice and neat and tidy, all the leaves out, all the weeds out, and then Jackson is going to come up and help me. Jerry is off working somewhere else, so my helper today is Jackson. He is going to get the big bobcat for me and bring me some loads of that great compost pine bark fines mixture that we have. That is what we use to top dress the berm. So just to give you a little perspective, of course, so here we are coming through, and then the berm is just back over my shoulder. So we're going to use that same top dressing. It is a 60-40 blend of compost and aged pine bark fines, which is great for our clay soil. I've had people ask, because of course we do use a lot of land and sea compost, but sometimes depending on where you are in the country, it can be very hard to have access to that. And people have asked, what can I do? Well, if you don't have access to the land and sea, I would really highly encourage you to either, one, contact like a local landscape supply company, because odds are they're going to sell bulk mulch, compost, some type of amendment to local landscapers, and they will sell to you as well. They'll probably even deliver it for you. So check out them. If you don't know of a local landscape supply company, call up your local garden center. Trust me, they know where those people are and who has good products and who they would refer you to. So ask your local garden center. That is the best resource for you. So check them out. Even your local extension office. Every county in the country has an extension office, an agricultural extension office. you have somebody in your county that is over your county, contact them. They can help lead you. So it's just got to do a little fact-finding mission, and they will be able to get you in touch with some local people who can service you wherever you may be. So we're going to do that. Basically, it's going to be like the lipstick, the earrings on the beds up here. Just give it that nice, clean final touch. But before we do any of that, we are going to turn our attention to this sweet little AquaPot that I do have here at the, right here at the fence. Now, right now, it looks, you know, it's fine, whatever, right? It's very simple. I came in here when I pulled out the mum and I grabbed this is one of those arborvitaes. This is the Green Giants. It is still in the container. Again, I am borrowing plants from the nursery to help with my seasonal decor. So we're going to leave the Green Giant in here. I am not going to pot it. I'm just going to leave it just like that because the pot is basically almost submerged into the soil. So those roots can tap into that nice moisture in the soil and they will be just fine. So we're gonna go ahead and jazz up the AquaPot a little bit like I have done on my front porch, and then I did the urns just the other day. You saw me do that. And so again, I have Johnny filled up with some really fun, different kind of greenery that Brenna and I went and grabbed real quick. Now, of course, Jenny's a southern girl. I have some wild magnolias growing in my woods, so we grabbed the magnolias. They don't have the brown undersides. It's fine, y'all, it's free. And I just went and grabbed it from the woods. Does not bother me one bit. So we've got magnolias. As I was driving up the driveway, I saw a little pine tree that's a volunteer, and I thought, oh, Brenna's trying to take it from me, a little stinker. But I thought, how fun would that be? A nice little different texture, very upright. So we'll try some of that. Of course, I have got my the cryptomerias. I have used these multiple times because they have, again, a different texture, and I use these more as a draping trailer, so that's a lot of fun. And then I grabbed old blooms off of my little lime hydrangeas, so we will pop those in there as well. So what we're going to do is we are first going to start with the AquaPot because that's the easiest and the most fun to do. So we're going to do that. Now, we are going to have next week multiple nights in a row. Right now they're calling for 13 degrees. That's our low. And I think it's either 3 or 4 nights in a row that is at 13. All the other nights are in like the low 20s. So it's going to get cold. I don't care where you are, that's cold. So I am gonna leave this AquaPot out for now. So what I have to do is, because like I just told you, we have had massive amounts of rain. I am sure that AquaPot is completely full of water. We are not being called. There's no rain in the forecast for this coming week. So I am gonna go ahead and take it and just tip it and pour out as much water as I possibly can so that I don't have standing water in basically the lower, I don't know, 4th, 3rd of the AquaPot, because with those multiple nights of that cold, it could freeze and crack my pot. I don't want that. Typically, I will go ahead and empty it and flip it upside down. So if you're not planning on having your AquaPot planted, go ahead and empty it, flip it upside down. It's fine, as long as it's not holding water. But like I said, it's Christmas. We're coming into the week. We're having a lot of friends and family coming over, and I want this to look nice. So I am going to go ahead and just tip it. There's that drain hole in the back. I will show you the whole thing. Get as much water as we possibly can, and then it'll be just fine. So that is what I'm going to do. We're going to drain it, and then we're going to decorate it, and then we're going to start cleaning up all of the weeds, the leaves, and all the different debris. AquaPot creation is complete. And it's fun, right? It's very festive. Of course, it does reflect exactly my environment and what I have here because everything came from the woods except for the green giant, which is in the middle, of course, and it does kind of, you know, disappear a little bit, but that's all right. It just adds to the fun texture. You don't need to know that that is actually in a container within the container. Really fun, whimsical. It will last me for this week that I need it to last while we have visitors coming. I really like adding the pine tree limbs. I never thought about that before, but it really does bring a fun little bit of airiness and texture, different kind of texture to the container. And then of course, all those magnolia leaves in there, those nice big fat leaves. Now, if I had something that was red, something like that, or like a burgundy, would that be a great addition? Absolutely. But you know what? This is what I have, so that is what we're going to use. But in fact, you know what? Look what is next door to me. The grasses. I might grab a couple of those little plumes and stick in there. We'll see. But of course, the more color difference that you can have, the better as far as like it stands out. This is what I have. This is what I'm going to use. I am going to go for it. If you're a Southerner and you have got your Nandina bushes and they are covered in those gorgeous red berries that they traditionally do this time of year, oh my gosh, grab those, clip those off and stick them in a container, bring them inside. When Jerry and I first got married, we lived in an old little historic house, and between us and our neighbors, there was it was a row of different mixture of greens, right? And there were some huge Nandinas. Nandinas, not my favorite plant, but this time of year, I love them, and I was always so glad that we had those Nandinas on our property line because I would clip those berries and use them to decorate. So if you've got those, of course, hollies, if you've got that, use that. I don't have either one of those, so this is what I'm going to go with. I do think I'm going to grab a couple of these little plumes from the grass, stick in there, and that'll give a little different color, a little different texture. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and get started on cleaning everything up, because that's what's going to take the time for today on this project, is the cleanup and then laying down that top dressing. So that's what we're going to do. My friends, so we have got the areas cleaned up. They have been raked. They got all of the hostas pulled up, so everything is neat and tidy and ready to have that nice top dressing done, the lipstick on the flower bed for the winter, and all will be done. The evolvulus, you may have noticed when I was pulling that Blew My Mind XL out of the mailbox area right here, it is part of the Morning Glory family, and that if you're in the South, morning glories can be a very nuisance weed for us. It is not like that whatsoever. So it is not invasive. It is not going to take over your flower bed, but it has those characteristics of a morning glory in the fact of the flowers open and close with the sun. So when the sun, early in the morning, they'll be closed. They open up during the day, then they close at night. Sweet, beautiful blue flowers. Love this. It is probably my most heat tolerant, drought tolerant plant. So if you are in a very hot area, Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, anywhere in the South that's really, really hot, North Carolina, and you're looking for a great summer annual that's no fuss, doesn't like to be fertilized, gives some nice ground cover, stays low, that Blue My Mind is wonderful. So there's Blue My Mind, and then there's Blue My Mind XL. XL is supposed to be a extra large. But what they do is as the plant grows and the stems are laying on the ground, they will root into the ground. This is what makes them so drought tolerant, is because they will send out those other roots throughout the flower bed. So they're not just relying on their main root ball, they've got multiple areas that they can soak up water. It's a fantastic plant. So this was a little challenging, and I say challenging, it's all relative, y'all, to pull up, but nice and clean. So we're going to get all the top dress in there, and then coming over to the gate bed, and the sun, y'all, it's like 1:30 in the afternoon and the sun is cranking. I am not going to apologize or complain one bit about a lot of sun, but just bear with me here. There we go. As I'm dealing with the sun issue here. I do rake out the leaves out of this flower bed. I know a lot of people have asked, like, why are you doing that? Shouldn't you leave them? Isn't it better for your flower bed? This is where you're a student of your own garden. In this flower bed, there are tons of oak trees all around us, and they have massive, huge leaves. It takes forever for them to decompose if I just leave them in the flower bed. 2, this is more of a shade bed, and because of that, it can be damp in areas. If I leave a ton of leaf cover on this flower bed, I am leaving a host for my snails and slugs. That is the absolute last thing I want in this space. So what I did is I just moved them about 20 feet to the woods right here. So we have got tons of areas for all the good pollinators, the good bugs, to decompose, all back in there in the woods, y'all. That is just where I put the leaves, and they're probably, I would say, 8 to 10 inches thick, because we have all of these gorgeous hardwoods that have already dropped their leaves in that spot. So we are good, and get that all cleaned out. That way when I lay down that mulch compost blend, compost soil conditioner blend, it will just really dress it up, soak in, give good nutrition to my plants all winter long. So I'm gonna go grab Jackson. He's gonna get the Bobcat, and he's gonna dump us some loads, and we're gonna get it spread. All right, my friends, so today's project is complete. Mimi showed up, and so she helped me shovel most of the mulch. She's too funny. She's like, I gotta keep moving, Jenny. Exercise is good for me, which it is. It's good for all of us. So she did a lot of the heavy lifting for me, and I raked it out and smoothed it, so it went really smooth. I'll just give you a little update here. Nice. I mean, doesn't that just look better, right? Everybody's happy. Look how sweet the Mahonia just really pop out right now. Everybody looks great. Now, I know that there's not a ton back here in the back. That really is okay for right now, because Jerry still has to come in here and trench the irrigation line for this flower bed for me. So he's going to tear this whole area up again. So it's okay. We'll come back in here once the irrigation's in, and we'll finish mulching that once the irrigation is done. But this whole area is nice and done. It looks great. Over here at the mailbox, all of the dead plants are gone. Jerry's having a little snack. Got a little sweet treat from our friends over there at Pleasant View, so he's sampling the goodies. But so this whole little bed, I mean, just so much nicer and neater, right? You can see where Brenda has decided to walk through it. We've got some little footprints over there, but just nice and neat and tidy. You may be wondering if I want to put pansies or violas in this space right here at the mailbox. None of this up here gets enough sun in the summertime to do pansies and violas. I have tried it and it was just an absolute complete disaster. So I don't even try anymore. We're just going to go with the shrubs, the greenery, and everything will be fine. I did go ahead and, as I mentioned earlier, look at that. Put the little grass plumes in there and they're just glowing, aren't they? It's kind of hard to show you exactly everything, but because of the sun, but you can see those little grassy plumes, just like I said, glowing in the sunshine. Look great. So this whole space just looks so much better. I'm telling you, even if you don't want to go out there and plant something, just cleaning the space up, make it neat and tidy. I would rather have a bed that has no plants in it, but it's neat and tidy and just clean. That just makes the eye rest, and it just, it looks so much better. So that's what I got done today and feel very accomplished with that. And so we will be on to the next project tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day, so we'll do another project tomorrow. Our family is quite excited because today is Friday and all of my kids now are officially done with school for this semester. Emily had her final exam this afternoon. She felt great about it. Megan finished up her classes, as did Jackson. So we are now officially on Christmas break. We're gonna head to the grocery store and get lots of ingredients for Christmas cooking. Lots of fun. So yeah, just embrace the time that you have, whatever little pocket of time you have. If you can get outside, do it. I know some of y'all are like absolutely covered in snow, but if you can get out there and just do something and you have some sunshine, just go out there and soak up the sun, even if it's just for 5 minutes. We are relishing this beautiful sunshine and this gorgeous Carolina blue sky. So as always, thanks so much for going to Creekside. See you in the next video. Bye, friends.